It's all science fiction, the Virgin said while rambling through beauty, seeking peace. Beauty which is such a rare thing. Beauty that permeated every embracing and terrifying note that echoed through her lover's plastic horn. She was a lonely woman, yet she knew she was a free and invisible spirit. As she waited for the blues to leave, her focus always on sanity. But whose sanity? What sanity? She wondered, what sanity? She wondered as she waited for another eventuality that might hopefully eventually quench her tears inside, might sustain both mind and body. Another new anthem, a place in space for the artist. A paid holiday for heroes as they all hover precariously above the skies of America, themselves wondering, always wondering, who's crazy? Who's crazy? We crazy? Us crazy? We're crazy? Us crazy? While tone dialing in the sound museum, making that long distance love call, the caravan of dreams to the hectic dreamy nightmare of New York. Hello New York, hell, hello New York, hell, hello New York, hey New York, how are you New York, where are you New York, why are you New York? And New York replies, I'm here, I'm here now, New York is here now, eternally now, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and this jungle is just another skyscraper. Always showing compassion, angel voice, upbeat summer, cold dread winter, drawing in the brightness, pathos, the ultimate donut of sadness, dappled always in sharpness, suited for the occasion, which is your arrival, the elements, those short shifting coups, the harmonic equality of every sound, the birds in sync with traffic, the rain, the dogs, the cats, the babies, the howls, all in sync, all equal, rocking the clock, playing for sounds and not for notes. Sound is everywhere. Your sound, a blessing. I don't care if he's red, green, yellow, beige, as long as he can play. All together, we're all together, but who's crazy? Who's crazy? Us? We're crazy? Life's reception, love, sex, ideals, open to the weather conception, heartbeat, long and short, the lovers, the alchemist, the in the start, all colors, no color, those hip, wild, quietly flaming tickets, always you, the dapper one, artist, man, human being, contemporary, ancient, traditional, futuristic, space traveler, brave circular traveler, traveling out toward inner space, to the space in between the spaces, your sound encompassing the shape of jazz to come. Hello, Mr. Coleman. Hello, Mr. Coleman. Hello, Mr. Coleman. We went about our business buying groceries and went our separate ways. Then we met on the streets so many times, so many congenial conversations. And when I offered you my book, you took it, smiled, signed it, and gave it back to me. Wow, what am I to do now, I thought. What am I to do now? The book, everything lost somewhere now in poetry land. And your gigs and your hellos and your smiles and your gentle handshakes and your pats and later meeting you and giving you this and giving you that, and you wanted to hear everything immediately, so open to listening, and you quietly agitated, disappearing into the bedroom for a half an hour. Then all of a sudden you turned up, started to defrost the refrigerator, then you brought us juice and cookies and told us your secrets and your philosophies. Some things are not for the ears of children or saints. Though possibly applicable to soldiers, you Ornette, a true soldier of peace, as you form a golden circle around our souls, a circle of snowflakes and sunshine and morning songs and riddles and faces and places and echoes and dawns. You always questioned tomorrow because you knew that tomorrow was, still is, and always will be the question. Tomorrow was, is, still, and always will be the question. That it all comes down to something else. But what is this something else, Ornette? What is this something else? Oh, I get it now. I get it now. It's that we're all crazy. Who's crazy? Us? We're all crazy. Yes, us. We're all crazy. You helped free jazz from itself by creating free jazz. That cover with Pollock's painting that furthered my desire to explore when I was young, still so young, so vulnerable, so alive. Yet I am still young, as you are too. We're all still young, still so now, young and fresh. And you leave us always dancing in our heads, your head, all heads, in all languages, this equality of sound, organic and alive, so very much alive as we all become little symphonies and we try to live the good life, and you repeat to us always that this is, and always will be something else, that this is free, that this is jazz, that we are free beings, we are human beings, that this is science and fiction and geodesic, and it's bigger than us all. It's bigger than us all. That this is our music, bright in mind and spirit. Our music, angel voice. Our music, unshackled and free. Our music, our music, our music. And she weeps and she chants and she wails and she waits. And though these blues will never leave, we all always be left with the fact, the truth, that this is our music, this is our music, this is our music. So who's crazy? Who's crazy now, mister? Who's crazy now? Who's crazy now, mister? Who's crazy now? And if the drum is a woman, then don't abuse your drum. Don't abuse your drum. And the fountain of truth lies along King's Highway, up King's Mountain, toward King's Gravestone, where the long arms of Africa and America meet and hang like strange fruit. And you know, we all get the blues and we all read the news, and it's not like there's no one here who hasn't paid their dues. And she sang that the color of life was belief, and that the shock of each moment is in being alive, and that our love and our lives and our knowledge keep unfolding, leaving us constantly renewed, always participating in the sound, always free of the boundaries of music, but participating in the sound. And the sound will return, sometimes like only the brave return. Group speak in profound loneliness, like flashbacks, a flame watering itself of instant inception, a crimsical waiting in the narrows and a concentric pathway, and we go up and we go down. But enough of this insane babble. Don't abuse your drum. These guiding lights of truthfulness and openness and honesty and bravery and timeliness and timelessness and ruggedness, and we all must find our voices, she said. We all must find our voices and use them, for there are people down here, and we have just begun to speak. Monday through Friday is not infinity. Today and tomorrow are not eternal. Quality and opportunity are not equal. Dream cycle is not laser, is not a map of the face, is not a forever like a soul. Bankrupt emotions is small business. New routes are a no-brainer. More crowding, less options. New season, no health. To search for truth is fruitless. It will pass, it will stop, it will go. The searcher, if not pure, remains trapped in a web of things, which is not always April showers. Learn to ride them out. We're closer than you think to the center, but last year and this month are not the future. All these cows grazing on my memory, but death is not a material thing, and I don't need this extra grief and all this exquisite gambling with the now, like. New York is now. But now, We pay tributes every week to the giants who carry us on their shoulders. And this is well earned, and the ones to whom we pay it more than well deserve this. There is a bond between this love, this deep well of love, this simple song, this information learned and stored. The month, the day, the year, the date of birth. Today and tomorrow are not eternal, yet tomorrow is the quest, the search, the continuing breath. The second, the minute, the hour, the month, the day, the year, the birth that is so finite, yet so far beyond both word and space. The horn, the drum, the violin, the saxophone, the bass, the voice, the word. All keys born with the fervor, saturating the pores of poesy and music and dance and art. And the muse always pouring out of every pore into our vessels, into all of us vessels, the ever-present muse, mad with genius, genius filled with the singers in the forests and the boardwalks and the walkways and the bywalks and the delis and the pizza joints and the movie houses and the palaces and the stickball and the punchball and the fallout shelters and the ringalivio and all kinds of gambles with the exquisite heart of now, always now, and the heart of the improviser, always now. But now is not forever, though forever holds the future deep within its hands, and it's born, always born again, this revolutionary spirit, this matchless form within this crazy, impulsive world. I know what infinity is. Infinity, I know what infinity is. Red, white, and blue mirrors, rhythm of song, encrusted frames, hatched images, nucleus, revelating symbiosis. I know what infinity is. Infinity is music. Music is what infinity is. Like Butch and his mischievous smile. Butch, such a dandy in the wind and the trees and the rushing water, walking on hot coals, those air dancing shoes. Gentlemanless. I know what infinity is. And listen to those dancing shoes that held him firmly in place as he passed the way neighborhoods passed, yet always sustained their quality, their personality somewhere in the brick, the way seasons pass and are replaced by hosts of new hustlers, new lovers. He one of the last of the real, a unique lover, a unique one and loved by all. Summer, spring, winter, fall, summer, spring, winter, fall. The unique and the mundane. Those dancing shoes that I wanted so much. Those shoes that will dance us to the stars. Those dancing shoes that keep us in place, rooted in the now, truly always in the instant. Make you get it? Do you get it? Make you get it. Do you get it? Get it? He gets it. The essence of the process. Challenging, demanding, draining. And we must all create new worlds beyond these worlds. Bridging worlds, 3 worlds, 4 worlds, endless worlds. Musicians and instruments reacting and interacting. Musicians and instruments becoming one, connecting our inner voices, understanding, tapping into our strengths. And like dear Rashid, that proud Philadelphian, mixing personal languages, simply water flowing fragile, watching, looking, break train, looking, checking out the half note. We would stop and listen all the time, feeling, not thinking, your humble, real selves. We are all a part of this, into the next world, another variation with all its certainty and suddenness. And its randomness. And its thoroughness. You don't have to stop, you just have to mellow out. It's all like a well-planned improvisation. It's like an on-the-spot, who'da ever thunk it moment. It's like a concrete halt and then an abandonness. It's like emptying, then rebuilding the music. It's all about the music. You'd say all about rise and fall, about death. Death is always interrupting life, or maybe it's just continuing and nothing. Insert, remove, revert, delete. It's a new kind of freedom. Freedom, bridging space, what's inside the stone. Piles and piles of clouds replacing the speaker logic. Wangling and mangling and tingling and mingling and pulsing the portraits of the unlimited possibilities. Life melodies and solar flexing, reflexing, weaving, jaws and miles toward the greater journey, a way to shape and reshape and connect. It's like instant graffiti and gratification. It's like disconnecting and reconnecting and interlocking and unlocking and flowing and flaming in itself right down to the bone. Vroom, kazoom. Melodious, dynamic, tonal, repetitive, modulated, gentle, submersive, textural, interpretive, resonating, forward-looking, significant, subversive, pulsing harmonic waves, river into sea, sea to endless sea, responsive, fluid. Why does it seem America is never kind to its heroes? Emotive and profound, knowing and soaring like a heartbeat, an interplay, breath, disappearing into concentrated bursts, appearing and reappearing and disappearing, buzzing, punctuation, smooth, combative, contract, compress, express, to create only one reality, sound, motion. There are no illusions left, no movement left to illuminate and create, only reality, sound, and motion intertwined, varied, and self-perpetuating and breathing and breathing and breathing. And breathing. And then there is the pulse. Then there are the ruins of slavery. And then there is power arisen. Then there is self-determination. Inside out, a timeline, moving space, short, long, a walk to the outside where the walker sustains and is sustained, a private language made public, proud, melodious, instant composition, ordered chaos. It all through the haze, revolutionary, fast changes, social upheaval, struggle, resembling totality's fragmentation. It's all about the continuation of breath, unshackled, and the only color is us, independent voices, emerging and converging, danger, a voyage, past, future, spirit, empowerment, high, low, sharp, use, blue, high, polished, train stretching the tracks back to the roots. And it's all in the looping and the spiraling. It's here in the ghost wind blowing, and the hollers and the beatings and the lynchings and the chains and the search for the self and the selflessness and the dangerous journey to be free, to integrate and interrogate the moments, the skin. It's about the skin. It's about the sound that's linked to memory and skin. It's about the hollow screaming that skin does when lovers rub against each other. It's about the sound hollow and fulfilled with what we all beneath our skins repeat. It's about the memory of the thing, the memory of body, reviving memory of body, then dropped at the end of the future as we hang in the air waiting for the end of the star to be born like stone, for the serenity or insanity of reminding us to forget what is remembered and remember what is there to forget, with the extravagance of breathing, of making breath a language, the words into dialogues. It's a matter of discourse. It's the luxury and the difficulty of breathing, It's about the mouth releasing breath, like breath, like word, like all voices, and like celebratory songs, releasing words like breath as the ancestors come forth through the valves of that big man's horn, making each hair stand on end, and we get ready to greet our sorrow or our joy, all the way down into the blues, all the way away, all the way past the past, all the way from the depths, all the way down through the reds and the gaping whites and blues, and away onto and then sliding way beyond the edges, and all the way down to the bottom of your shoes. And the call to the crippling Christmas of the muses, pushing the music, bouncing off the skin, from one skin to another, one cloud to another, moving eastward, northward, moving the skin outward, upward, downward, soundbound, a new blues and a future unbound sound, beckoning, becoming a lament, becoming the strings, this horn, this violin, the drum, this voice, this poem, the way it becomes a thing, something, mine, yours, mine, memories, and the strung out violin in a country that, as I just intoned, is so unkind to its heroes. And only the outlaws can save us now, because only the outlaws can spread the news. That means I'm going overtime? Is that like a signal or something? The dreams that only the dreamers dream. If I'm going overtime, just stand in front of me and wave. Pages of cloudy dreams repeating, beating, while spreading the news of the day. It's the outlaws. It's the outlaws that can save us now. And we eat and we drink and we smash our heads. And only jazz makes me. Jazz makes me. And it's what comes into the back of our heads, and the front of our heads, and the side of our heads, and the eyes, and the ears, and the tongues. It's what comes through our legs, and our fingers, and our toes. It's what comes through our hearts, and our souls, and it's jazz that makes me. It's what comes into the eyes when the eyes are directed inward, when the eyes are directed inward past ordinary vision. That's when we truly see. Outlaw in a lawless world, consuming the light, quirky, lyrical dreamer. A prayer goes through the back of our head, the front of our head, the naked cheekbone of nada. Brother of hearing, quicken our steps. Brother of seeing, make us whole. Sing me monstrous histories from the belly of your throat. Then let's go out and look for the moon. Let's look for the moon in this no man's land. A screening device that filters the invisible. I'm editing a lot. I'm editing a hell of a lot. Sound rising up, trains. This is our music. This is our music. This is our music. And I heard someone read a poem about love. And someone else read a poem about war. And someone else a poem about slavery. And someone else about God, and someone else about earth, and someone else about heaven and the stars, and someone else read a poem about suicide, and someone else about politics, and someone else about sex, and someone else about whales, and someone else about the rainforest, and someone else about acid rain, and someone else about poverty, and someone else about homelessness, and someone else read a poem about loneliness, and someone else read a poem about gentrification, and someone else about geometry, and someone else about a lake. And all the while I thought about my liver, and I thought about my spleen, and I thought about my gallbladder, and I thought about my prostate, and I thought about my hernias, and I thought about my backache, and I thought about cancer, and I thought about death, and I thought about my loose and broken teeth and my missing fillings and my sleeplessness, and I thought about exercising every day, and I thought about drinking lots of water, and I thought about eating mushrooms every day, and less fat, and cutting out coffee, and cutting my nose hairs and my ravaged cuticles, and I thought about taking long trips and never leaving the house, and I thought about my obsessions and about going to a movie and about how to spend my money or why I even should, and about eating more cooked tomatoes and about eating more vegetables and about contracting mad cow disease and about quitting my job and about not watching the news and about reading the book. And someone read a war poem, and someone read a love poem, and someone read a slavery poem, and someone read a God poem, and someone read an earth poem, and someone read a heaven poem. And I thought about would I sleep tonight, and I thought about the fact that I am a hopelessly normal guy trapped inside a madman, and I wanted to write a poem about nightingales, and I wanted to write a poem about chivalry and about harmony and about music and about adolescence and about artists and hookers and taxi drivers and lawns and lawn mowers and tomatoes and mushrooms and furnished rooms and welfare checks and war and love and flowers and torture and torment and murder and discord and shame and Blackie and Whitey and friendship and luckless souls and survival and barrenness and memory and ambition. And I wanted to write a poem about separation anxiety and endless possessions and anarchy and insurrection and blindness and above all revolution. But I am just a normal guy. I'm just a hopelessly normal guy.
Yeah. Dalachinsky, Rocco John Iacovone, Cadell.